Hi, this is Randy Kirk. We're going to be bringing you a series of videos where we're going to be talking about your marriage. We're hoping that this will be a place where you can learn more about your marriage, where you can improve your marriage, where it can get better for you and for your spouse. We're going to be doing this series with the help of Dr. Marty Tashman. And our ultimate goal is that we want your marriage to last long and prosper. So, Marty, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm also a licensed marriage and family counselor in New Jersey, and I'm also a licensed clinical social worker, and I've been doing this for over 30 years.
That's great. And Marty, in those 30 years of experience, what would you say the number one issue is between couples?
I think that what happens is they stop trusting each other to be there for each other. Part of what happens is they get used to each other and they get so much involved in the business of being married that they're not involved in the feeling of being married. You have to take special time out. I mean, there's taking care of the kids, or there's working, or there's taking care of finances. You have to set a time aside to be able to see your partner as being special and have important time with them. Because if you have the idea that you're going to do it when you get a chance, you almost never, by the time you get a chance, your partner doesn't want to be with you.
That's interesting. I remember reading something years ago that talked about even planning sex.
Right. Well, I was just thinking about something like that. It's to be spontaneous, you have to plan. So if you set certain times aside, you can be spontaneous within that framework. If you don't spend time aside, like water coming under a door, things come in and things interrupt your plans. But if you said, I'm going to have an hour or a date or whatever it happens to be, if you set that time aside, and then from in there you can try new things, you can go new places, and you certainly can try different types of sex to feel that kind of closeness.
You would advise to have a date night every week, a trip away every so often. Would there be something like that you'd have in mind in terms of planning?
Sure. Finding something that maybe each person takes their turn in finding something that's interesting. And when the other person does it, to find what's right with it, not what's wrong with it. It's not only being the follower, but being the enthusiastic follower.
And I think another time that I've noticed as a problem is right when you get home, let's say from work, whether one person is working or both individuals are working. Do you think that's an important time to connect?
Well, I think it depends on who's where, because sometimes what happens is the woman, say, if she's been taking care of the child or she's home first, can't wait for the husband to come home. The husband, like John Gray talks about, wants to go into his cave and he wants a little bit of time off. The idea is to negotiate what works for both people.
Interesting.
Somewhere within the negotiation is a way to meet in the middle, where if the woman wants immediate attention and the man wants some time off, is how can the woman give him a little bit of time off, but then how can he stay truthful or stay faithful to the idea that I'm going to come back and check in how your day was. So it's about negotiation and being elastic.
Marty, that seems like really practical advice, and sometimes I think therapists get a bad rap for not giving the practical side of things, but I think that was something that somebody could take home tomorrow and start using.
Terrific. Well, I'm glad to be able to supply that, because we have to have things that we can use on a day-to-day basis, not something that's just theoretical.
Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.